What's up, guys? Stacy here from Becoming Financially Fit, and this is going to be my Robinhood $1 million stock portfolio update part 6. I actually haven't given you guys an update in a couple weeks, and I did that for a couple of reasons. One of my goals for the end of the year was to hit $2,500 on my portfolio, and I hit that goal. And also, I did want to give it some time in that portfolio to see how my initial investments were going to do over the course of a couple months. So this is the update for you guys, so let's get into it. If you guys are new to the channel, I make videos about personal finance, financial literacy, savings, investing, and also entrepreneurship. So if you're interested in any of those topics, make sure you subscribe to the channel to stay updated anytime I post new content. Just to give you guys an update on the stocks that I had bought previously in my portfolio before I took that little break in between to give you guys an update, I invested in a total of 10 companies, and those companies were Uber, AT&T, Ford, Tencent, Square, QSR, which is Restaurant Brands International. I actually did a full video about the Popeyes chicken sandwich and how that was affecting the stock. I also invested in Apple Hospitality REIT and also Pepsi. And the last two companies that I also invested with were Lyft and Luckin Coffee. And so I'll give you guys a few updates on those companies before I get into the additional companies that I've invested in. But overall, my investments have been going pretty well. With Luckin Coffee, that was actually one of the surprises. If you guys look back to that initial video, when I first invested in the company Luckin Coffee, and you guys can see it here, I invested a total of $104.20. I purchased 5 shares, and that was for $20.84 on average. And so as you can see now, the price of that stock is at $36.70. So I'm up substantially. As you can see earlier, if I go back to the week view, it was up to around $40. So I almost doubled my money just on this particular stock as well. You can see I went back in and I did purchase additional stocks because I am a believer in Luckin Coffee. So a couple of days ago, I went in and I purchased an additional 5 shares. So I doubled my portfolio or my position in Luckin Coffee for $36.42. So right now I'm up on both of those purchases, and as you can see, my total return since November, or let me see when I first bought it, my total return since, yes, November 14th is going to be 27.87%. And like I said, it was a little bit higher before I did this video, but the stock has went down a little bit. But as you guys can see, some of my earlier purchases worked out well. So what I'm going to do in this video is show you guys what I had purchased in the meantime and kind of give you guys an update on where my portfolio stand. I told you guys before that I hit my goal of that $2,500 that I had previously set in one of my older videos, and I also was able to purchase a share of Amazon. So without further ado, let's get into the stocks that I added into my Robinhood $1 million stock portfolio. So the first company I added to my portfolio after that November 14, the part 5 update, was Facebook. I'm a huge fan of Facebook and also Instagram, and I know a lot of you guys are as well, because I do have a Facebook page and an Instagram page as well, and a lot of you guys are super active on those things. Facebook actually uses its platform strictly for advertising purposes, and that's their main generation of revenue. And because they have almost a third of the global population on their platform, it makes it so easy for them to collect vast amounts of data and use that to their advantage. So what they do is they collect all the information from your personal information to what you like or what you dislike, or what you post about, or the locations you're in, to serve you ads. And they don't really serve you the ads, but they sell the information to advertising companies or regular companies that are looking for a particular set of individuals or a particular set of buyers that they can market their products to. So for example, if I was wanting to market my Becoming Financially Fit brand to, let's say, individuals interested in personal finance, financial literacy, savings, or investing, what I would be able to do is go into Facebook's platform, queue up, like, let's say, a couple of different populations from the US or from Canada or Mexico that fit that build, and advertise to them. And they've been doing great for me thus far. If I can just take a quick look, when I first invested in Facebook, I invested at an average cost of $201.85. Now it's sitting at $208.71. So right now I'm up about 3.4%. So not a bad trade. The next company that I invested in was the company Apple. And I would probably say 80 to 95% of the people watching this video right now are watching it on some type of Apple product, whether that be an iPhone, an iPad, or a MacBook, or some type of Apple computer. I use their products so much, and I pay the premium to use their products so much that I thought it was a no-brainer to invest in this company. And not only do I get to actually benefit from the products, but I also get to be an owner of the Apple company. And what comes with being an owner of Apple? Well, I do get a dividend, and a quarterly dividend. And the current dividend yield that Apple pays is right at about 1.05%. So they're currently trading for around $300. So 1% of that is around $3. Another thing that I like about Apple is that when I initially purchased into the company, they were trading for about $267. And right now they're trading for almost $300. I think they broke the $300 mark today. And that is insane. So right now my portfolio is sitting up 11.28%, and I purchased this particular holding let's see, on December 12th. So just in a matter of less than a month, I'm already up over 11% on this company. And this is a company that I'm probably going to add more shares to in the future. I can't wait until they start releasing the fractional shares from Robinhood, so I can actually start making some periodical purchases, maybe for $50 to $100 at a time. But for now, I'm probably just going to add 1 or 2 shares every couple months, because I'm a huge believer of Apple, the company and the brand, Apple products, and all of their side businesses that they have. They have a lot of subscription-based services and a lot of extra add-ons and things like the AirPods that they're actually pushing really hard. And I think they're doing a great job at it, not to mention the Apple Card as well. So big things to come from Apple, and that is why I put them into my Robinhood app $1 million stock portfolio. But let's get into the next stock. So the next stock that I invested to in my Robinhood portfolio was Netflix. And for me, Netflix is the company that I've been using for over 10 years now. I was using them when they still had the DVDs that you had to either get online or mail back in and things like that. So Netflix is really a solid business to me. Their plan is simple: create original content and push that out to their users, and also go out into the marketplace and purchase content that users will love and users will use. And it's been working for them for so long. I think I wish I would have gotten into them a little bit earlier, but I invested into this company because I believe in not only their platform, but they have a huge studio where they produce original content, and they also are on the hunt day and night to search for new content that they can actually go out and purchase the rights to that, to put that on the platform. And they do this about every month. I think if you go online, you can see, hey, what's new on Netflix for a particular month, and they will give you all of the new releases coming out as far as original content, and also the licenses that they're bringing on to show you guys. So I invested in Netflix, but let's go ahead and get into the next stock that I put into my Robinhood at $1 million stock portfolio. So the next stock in my company was one of my goals. I had previously said that by the end of the year, I wanted to have not only $2,500 in my portfolio, but I also wanted to have at least 1 share of Amazon. And guys, I did it before the year end, and I accomplished that goal. I purchased 1 share of Amazon for around $1,800, or around 18, I want to say 75. So now that's my portfolio, and I'm so happy I did that, because purchasing Amazon is like purchasing a collection, a small portfolio. It's actually a small mutual fund, because not only are you getting Amazon, the shipping company, but you're also getting the online e-commerce platform. You're also getting the movie studio and the show studio that they have to compete with things like Netflix and Apple TV and things like that. They also have a streaming platform. They also have Amazon Web Services. They're doing their own delivery to compete head-to-head with UPS, FedEx, and the USPS. So this is pretty much like hedging your bets into one bigger holding company, because they own so many different things. And what I love about a company like Amazon is they compete head to head at the top level with companies that have been in these spaces for so long. Some of the companies that I was just mentioning, like they compete head to head with Walmart, not only with their online business, but also they're starting to build out physical brick and mortar stores, and they also are competing with Walmart and grocery stores head to head, because now they own Whole Foods. They also compete with something like Netflix because they have their own studio, and they're investing heavily into producing original content similar to what Netflix does, to get subscribers onto their platform. And the one thing that brings all of this together is Amazon Prime, which I think was a genius idea. Not only do they bring in consumers with benefits of 2-day shipping, 2-day free shipping, or 1-day free shipping, but this means that that Amazon Prime subscriber has access to a plethora of other different things essentially for free just by paying a yearly fee. I think it's around $100. It might be a little over $100 right now. You may be able to get some discounts at the time of this recording, but what that does is that gets them into the Amazon ecosystem. And that allows Amazon to not only track every one of their purchases and their spending patterns, but it also allows to see what they're doing holistically, what videos they're watching, what type of music they're listening to, what are they clicking on, or what are they viewing on the Amazon site that allows them to collect that information to actually use that to benefit themselves. So Amazon was one of my goals and I hit that goal. So thumbs up if you are proud of me for hitting that goal about purchasing Amazon and putting it into my Robinhood $1 million stock portfolio. But enough of Amazon for now. Let's get into the next stock that I put into my portfolio. As you guys know, Disney recently released Disney Plus, and for me, this was a no-brainer. This is another company. You can probably see the style of investing that I have now. I usually look for companies that not only have a core business, but also have multiple other businesses and forms of revenue that I could benefit from. So I invested into the company Disney because not only do they have the brand Disney, but they also have ESPN, ABC, Disney Plus streaming. They have their theme parks. They have all of the Disney brand, the characters, the movie, the original content. So I invested in Disney, not only because of Disney Plus, which I know a lot of investors are doing that at the moment, but because if Disney Plus went down, they have so many other businesses and ways to make money. I don't think they're going anywhere in the near term or the long term. So I invested into Disney because of that. It also doesn't hurt that they pay a dividend. So I'm gonna be getting a quarterly dividend from Disney. So that's why I put them into the stock. And lastly, the last purchase that I put into my stock portfolio was the airline company Delta. I've been a huge fan of Delta. I'm actually based in the New York metro area. So the main airline here in the New York metro area is Delta. So not only do I fly Delta all the time, but I've used their services so many times. Their customer service is great. They're always, or for me at least, they're always on time. I'm actually a member of their tier system and I think it's great. I get upgraded all the time. And not only do they offer great customer service, but they're one of, in my opinion, the top tier airlines within the United States. They also have some partnerships with other partner airlines that fly to different international areas. But since I'm based in the New York metro area, I'm a member of their rewards program. I use the company. I really know how they make money. I invested into this company. So as you guys know from my previous videos, my investing style is investing in things that I know, I love, and I use. So that just gives you guys some ideas about the companies that I started out with in my portfolio, those 10 companies, and then what I'm at today. So what I'll do now is I'll give you guys a holistic look at my portfolio so you can see how it did for the past, let's say 3 to 6 months. And I'll give you guys some ideas of what I'm looking into for 2020 investing. So as you guys can see right now, my portfolio stands at $4,760.25, which is way over that goal of $2,500, which I thought wasn't reachable at the time, but that's why I like to set my goals high. But I was able to put in some huge chunks at the time. Like I said, I bought that share of Amazon. So I'll just give you guys a look. Where we're at right now, here's the one day. One day we're down about $50. Not that bad because of the size of the portfolio now, but that's down at about 1.03%. If I look at the week, I'm up a little over 1%, or under 1%, excuse me. If I look at the month, I'm up about $93.60, and that's about 2% for the entire month. If I look over 3 months, I'm up $170.90, which is about 3.72%. And for the year, I'm up $167.77, which is 3.65%. I haven't been investing for that long, so that 3-month look is probably the best to give you guys. So for the past 3 months since I've been recording these videos, I'm up about $170, which in my opinion is not that bad. And this actually doesn't even account for all of the dividends that I've received from not only my REITs, but also my other companies that pay either a quarterly or a monthly dividend. So now scrolling down, I'll kind of give you guys a look to see what exactly I have in my portfolio and how many shares. I did talk about some of the new stocks that I added to my portfolio, but I didn't really tell you guys that not only did I add new stocks to the portfolio, but I added additional positions to the current stocks that I had in there. So as you guys can see, if you're looking at here at Uber, previously when I was purchasing Uber, I only bought a couple of shares, but now I'm up to 10 shares total with Uber. I have 4 shares of AT&T, and I really invested in AT&T because they pay a 50-cent dividend, which is great. So every quarter I'm gonna get about $2 from those guys, which not bad for just holding the company. I have 5 shares of Ford right now, so anytime I have some leftover money, I'll invest with a company like Ford. I also have the share of 10 cents, Square, QSR. I have 30 shares of Apple Hospitality REIT, so they pay me a monthly dividend of $3, so 10 cents for every share I own every single month. So that's a great stock to own, in my opinion. I also have that 1 share of Pepsi, Lyft. I have originally purchased 5 shares of Luckin Coffee. After it went up a bunch, I purchased an additional 5 shares of Luckin Coffee. So now I'm sitting at a total position of 10 shares of Luckin Coffee. I have 1 share of PayPal, Ford, Apple. I have a company that I got for free from you guys. I also have the 1 share of Netflix, Amazon, Disney, and now the Delta. So as you guys can see, that's my entire portfolio. Right now, like I said, we're down for the day because there's been some murkiness in the markets. But overall, my investing journey with Robinhood has been great. Now it's time to think about what I want to do for 2020, and I need to start to set some goals. So my goal for 2020, and I don't think this is unrealistic, is to save $25,000 in my Robinhood $1 million stock portfolio app, and I think I can accomplish that. What I'm going to do in order to accomplish that is break that down into more manageable steps, setting monthly goals, setting weekly goals or bi-weekly goals to make sure that even if I let's say slip up, I can get back on track. But like I said, my goal is to have at least $25,000 in my portfolio by the end of the year, so you guys can keep me accountable on that goal. I also want to start, now that I have a solid set of companies in my portfolio, what I'm going to start doing is starting to add more and more stocks to each one of those positions. So as you guys can see, I've already started to do that a little bit, but I'll start to go in and look at, let's say, a company like AT&T and buy, let's say, 7 to 10 more shares or 4, maybe get that position up to $100 so I can really start seeing some of the benefits from the dividends that they pay out every quarter. But those are some of my goals for 2020, and that was an update of my Robinhood app $1 million stock portfolio. What I was doing before is giving you guys an update every 2 weeks, but now that I actually have a sizable stock position, if you guys want to see it every 2 weeks, drop a comment below and let me know. But I was thinking about spreading it out to a month so you can actually see that growth and see how things are doing. And if you guys want, you can actually go back and see some of those old videos and how it actually worked out between every 2 weeks when I was investing with the Robinhood app. This was my Robinhood app $1 million stock portfolio part 2. If you guys like the content, make sure you give this video a like, and also subscribe to the channel to make sure you're updated anytime I post new content. I usually post about personal finance, financial literacy, savings and investing, and also entrepreneurship. And I'm going to be having more updates for you guys here in the near future about my portfolio. So if you guys have any interesting topics that you want to hear about, or if you guys have any stocks that you've invested in yourself, in your portfolio, drop a comment below. I'll be all ears for that. I'll respond to the comments. But this was the update for you guys today. So see you guys soon.